Good evening, everybody. I'm now going to call to order the January 12th, 2021 agenda meeting. We're going to begin with Finance and General Government Committee items, and I will yield the floor to Ismet Alem.
Thank you, Supervisor. The first item on our agenda is a resolution making certain budgetary modifications. Second one is a resolution establishing the standard workday for elected and appointed officials. Third, a resolution creating a nepotism policy. Fourth, a resolution establishing a town compliance committee. And the last one is a resolution authorizing hiring bond counsel for 2021 bonding. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions before we move on? Okay. We're going to move on to Highway, Parks, and Recreation Committee with Ray Smith. And or Lori Peretti.
Here. I'm going to jump to number 7, which is a resolution hiring seasonal employees in the town community programs and senior department. This is our annual resolution where we hire our instructors for the first quarter of the year, as well as senior exercise instructors. Does anybody have any questions?
Thanks, Lori. I'll jump in. I'll jump in and address the resolution number 6, amending the yard waste fees. That was something that was developed with the comptroller as part of the budget process. We're increasing the fee by $10.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thanks. Are there any questions before we move on? Okay, we're going to move on to Economic Development, Historic Preservation, and Environmental Conservation Committee with Laura Robertson.
So number 8 is a resolution calling for a public hearing on a local law for vacant home registration. Elena very graciously looked at a bunch of other municipalities and has created a draft, which I am sharing with my staff. And we'll have the planning board look at. So hopefully we'll have a nice draft law to register vacant homes in the town of Niskayuna. The law won't set the fee. So probably in March, when we're adopting the law, we would also adopt a fee for what the vacant home registration would cost. We won't do that until we get there. And then the second one, number 9, is a resolution amending certain planning department fees. And that's a follow-up to the building department fees that we just amended. We were just looking around at other communities and making sure that they're a fair representation of my department's time. So hopefully we'll have those 2 ready to go at the end of the month.
Great. Thank you, Laura. Are there any questions before we move on? Okay, we're going to move on to Public Works Committee items with Matt Yetto.
Okay, so item number 10 is a resolution to permanently appoint a plant trainee at the wastewater treatment plant. Aaron Boughton has been working for the town for just about a year. His probationary period is up, and I'm very happy with his performance, and I'd like to recommend that we permanently appoint him. 11 is a resolution pertaining to a fence easement agreement for 240 Menlo Drive. There's a drainage easement in the backyard of the property, and the resident wants to install a fence. Highway Department has looked at it, and they have no issues with the proposed work. So it's just a matter of the standard agreement. 12 is a resolution to authorize a sewer extension on Pierce Road. It's been a very long time coming for this project. I know Paul has worked with the residents. Paul Briggs has worked with the residents, and they're happy with the proposal. We've worked on an estimate of cost for them, and I believe the next step is for the town board to approve the extension. Paul, is that correct?
No, the town board has to accept a petition and call for a public hearing.
Okay. So that's what we need to do. And then there's one additional resolution. It's a carryover from finance. It's a resolution that would allow a worker in the water and sewer department to carry over 5 days of vacation scheduling and just not being prepared for getting his vacation right at the end of the year. He didn't realize he was getting it, and the contract does not allow them to carry more than 1 week. So this would just be to allow him to extend that into a portion of next year so that he doesn't lose that 1 week.
Great, thank you, Matt.
Yeah, and I think there was one other resolution that was added at the end of finance regarding the pay of an attendant at the transfer station. Is associated with the fee change, the pay changes we had for the one of the attendants there. We want to maintain the separation in pay between the two different titles. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Okay, we're going to move on to Police and Public Safety Committee items. Is Deputy Chief present? If not, I will yield the floor to Bill, if you're comfortable, Bill McPartland, to present these items.
Yes, I don't see the Deputy Chief in the meeting right now. So the first resolution amending alarm fees, numbers similar to the yard waste fees. This is for our 4% challenge coming from the Controller's office. The next one is a resolution appointing a new officer. We're going to table that for right now until we do a study by the Controller's office of the staffing levels in conjunction with the Chief's office of the staffing levels there in the department, and waiting on the retirement incentives. 15 is a resolution appointing individual to administrative office. Again, there is no person on the list at this time. No name has been put forward. Whether that will be part-time or full-time position, that is yet to be determined. 16 and 17 are resolutions authorizing getting mini bids for 2 patrol vehicles and the upfitting of those vehicles. So that's what 16 and 17 are.
Great. Are there any questions? Okay. So before I motion to adjourn, are there any other items for the good of the order? Okay, seeing none. I'm actually not going to motion to adjourn. I misspoke. I'm going to motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Public Officers Law, Section 105, subsection F, to discuss matters concerning the employment history of a particular person, in addition to discuss matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person. Do I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, we're now going to enter into executive session. Town board, our town attorney. We're all going to stay on the line. Everybody else, I would ask that you would exit the meeting, and we will wait until everyone is sufficiently exited, and then we will conduct our executive session. At the conclusion of executive session, we will take up no further business this evening. Thank you.
Do you want me to stay on or get off? It's Elena.
I believe you can stay on for the first portion. Or
Okay.
all of it, correct?